Hey guys, it's Retro Gaming now, and we're back in the Descent. This is the final section of To Dunny. We're back here because there's one thing we missed in our haste to jump out. We've already got the Yisha page. But over here, we have Dr. Watson's journal. Finally, the founder of the DRC, who's been on the same journey as we have. So we're going to go ahead and read that. That's what we have left to do. I can't take it. After all of our efforts to ensure everyone's safety down here in the cavern, yet another accident has taken the life of another friend. It's too much. For years I've been stressing that the restoration must be handled carefully, that extreme caution should be our byword. There's no reason to rush. Then recently, the explorers began showing up. Despite our warnings, despite our statements that we're moving and working as quickly and safely as we can, it wasn't fast enough for them. They just don't comprehend. We've been working down here for over 10 years, yet they think they know better, that we can just approve areas more quickly. I've tried to impress upon them the importance of moving slowly, deliberately, carefully. My warnings seem to fall on deaf ears. Their enthusiasm is understandable. Their disregard for the safety for the people down here is not. Then Phil returned. He'd been gone for over a year after he disappeared behind the door we were unable to open to eat or chemo. We had worried about him, hoping he was still okay. It was great to have him back and know he was okay. But he was just as willing to risk his safety and disregard our precautions as the explorers. Now, a few weeks after his return, he was in an unauthorized area today and was killed when a wall collapsed on him. The accidents must be stopped. I started with the branch being killed in an accident of one of our trips in 1991. Then the death of Elias in '93, because his obsession with restoration had caused him to neglect his health. Then all the needless injuries suffered by various restoration engineers over the years. And now the death of Phil. That is the final straw. It has to stop. I cannot bear the responsibility of the restoration any longer. The price is too high. I don't know where I'm going. I've been wandering the tunnels for days. No direction, no purpose. Trying to clear my head. Nothing happy this new year. I keep running it over in my head. I've been so committed to this project so long, maybe I've been deluding myself about the truth. What if we've been wrong all along? What if Jeff's been right? Maybe the restoration should take a completely different direction. It's hard to imagine that I'm saying this. I'm still in denial that we've spent so many years of our lives heading in the wrong direction. But the very fact I can even entertain that as a possibility means something. The restoration cannot continue as we had planned. It breaks my heart, but I know deep down it's true. So much time, so many plans, so much gone, so much. I still can't believe I'm even thinking about this, but that's the way it has to be. Will the other restoration members understand? Maybe. The explorers won't, I'm sure. Can't be helped. The restoration can't continue after these events. But all that work, all the progress we were making, no words to describe how angry it makes me, even while knowing inside that's how it must be. Such a waste. No, there must be a way. Something else we can do to continue the restoration and still ensure everyone's safety. Surely now that people have seen tragedy firsthand, they'll recognize how important our caution is. Depression. It won't work. We've tried that for months. Even Phil's death won't change it. I realize now that Atris was right. He said the city in the cavern should not be restored. I believe for years his admonition didn't include those of us from the surface, that we could somehow be a loophole in his concerns. But he was right. I finally see that now. What do we do now? Phil said that he'd been on a journey and was convinced there was a better way. I need to talk to Ikaro. I find myself here in a familiar place that suddenly holds so much more meaning. Here at the very crossroads, the pivotal juncture of Dunny and human intertwining. This is the very room where Tiana once rested her young son Gin, where Gin and his own son Atris slept along their journey. This small room on the cusp of the grandest of rooms. A tiny resting place halfway the distance up, or down, the great shaft itself. A pause, halfway between there and here. I find myself here, and this is the room we're in right now, currently. It's been my pause, my chance to ponder. I've been wandering for 3 weeks, grieving, thinking, fasting, reflecting, pausing. Pausing from the chords of work, or rebuilding, of rules or structure, of places and people, of frictions and factions, of life and death. And now I realize that I've only looked on Dunny as bones. My rebuilding was only an attempt to reassemble the dried dead bones in a dried dead skeleton. No more alive, but arranged to poorly mimic what was once alive. I somehow thought that those dried bones would live again and become the storyteller, telling me the things I longed to know. I still long to know. I still feel a calling. I meant to be part of Dunny somehow. I'm drawn here because it holds an answer for me. But now I understand that I need more than a dead story from a pile of bones. I need a storyteller who lives. And so here I am, on a small, on the edge of vast unknown. This place that seems so appropriate, I have come to a conclusion. A conclusion that ages against who I was, but fills me with life and hope. I will take a leap of faith. I will take a new journey, the journey that Phil encouraged me to take for myself. A journey that is out of my control. I will jump into something and lose myself. Take a journey to places unknown, whose end is not yet written. I will follow Yisha's mysterious beckoning. Somehow even writing it lifts my spirit. I'm returning to the surface just to do just that. And you, friend, if you have not already done so, should do the same. Leap without truly understanding what lies beneath and let a glimpse of the future rise up to meet you. I'm terrified, but also full of hope that Dunny can now be truly restored alive again. And the storyteller will be alive, and it will be me. So Dr. Watson has taken the same journey and decided to take Yisha's journey. It's supposed to be a KI dispenser or something. And so that's it for the rest area. Take the leap, he says. And there's the great shaft. Perhaps the ending has not yet been written. So let's look at what that Yisha page did. It added this thing. And it's a music player. If you know from Riven, they again had one of these. So anyway, that's the end of 2 Dunny. Kind of a strange ending, but it does lead us to believe there's something more. There's another journey. And indeed there is. There's the path of the shell, with this book right here. I like this music in the background. It's like the theme, or the trailer music. But we will get to that in the next episodes. This has been the expansion pack 2 Dunny in Mystery Complete Chronicles. Honestly, not my favorite expansion at all. When we get to Past the Shell, I think that is some of the best gameplay Cyan has ever done. But we'll get there in the next episode. So, it's been a very short episode, but we had to finish some things up. Been retro gaming now? Oh no, there's one more thing we gotta do. We gotta go see what Zandy's coordinate was. In the Rainy Cleft. I forgot about that almost. Alright, so I'm gonna head up. Well, actually, Zandy's coordinate, now I think about it, was Sharper's coordinate. But there is something else to get up here. I like the rain clef. But the problem with the clef is there's just so much walking in general. Where is Zandy? It's the entrance. Did I miss it? Yeah, I did. There it is. So it looks like Zandy is not here anymore. But he did give us his shirt. So we can wear Zandy's shirt now. I can't look straight at myself. Anyway, that's the end of Mist Uru. Complete Chronicles, the 2 Dunny expansion pack. It's been retro gaming now. I enjoyed this playthrough. Well, actually, I didn't really enjoy this playthrough, but I will enjoy the next section. So, we'll see ya in the next episode.